Hello, and thank you for watching the North Central Texas Council of Governments January online input opportunity. My name is Amanda Wilson, and I am the Public Involvement and Government Relations Program Manager here in the Transportation Department. Today I will be presenting one topic, which is information for your review and comments related to a new opportunity for public comments, which are directly at our Regional Transportation Council meetings. Additionally, we have some information for review and comment just posted on our website. We will not be making presentations on these topics, and these are modifications to our Unified Planning Work Program, resources related to air quality funding opportunities, and mobility plan administrative revisions. For these topics, the review and comment is from January 13th through February 11th. We have a little bit longer of a public comment period for the presentation we'll be making, and I'll go through that during the presentation. So you can see the slide on the screen, and this is where comments can be submitted on any of the topics that you hear about today or any transportation topic in general. So our website address is www.nctcog.org/input. You can email to transinfo@nctcog.org, or you can mail to P.O. Box 5888 in Arlington, Texas 76005. We would be happy to provide you printed materials of all of the information that I am presenting today and that is available on the website. You may call Carly Baylor at 817-608-2365 or email her at that transinfo@nctcog.org email. So with that, I will get started with my presentation, which is draft rules for public comments at Regional Transportation Council meetings. And this has come up due to House Bill 2840, which was passed by the Texas Legislature in 2019. So I'll start by giving an overview of the bill. This bill does allow members of the public to make comments to a governmental body before or during the body's consideration of an item at their meetings. A governmental body may adopt reasonable rules that include limit the amount of time for each public comment. If the governmental body does not provide simultaneous translation equipment, then a member of the public who is using a translator must be given double the amount of time to comment. A governmental body may not prohibit public criticism of the body. And this bill did take effect on September 1st, 2019. So at the Regional Transportation Council, we have had a public comment period at the beginning of the meeting, starting with our September 2019 meeting. So we have been in compliance, but what we are doing now is working on these rules that the Regional Transportation Council would take and would adopt in order to implement this bill. So I will go through some highlights of these draft rules. The draft rules are also available on the same website where you're viewing this information. So what we would plan to do in our staff recommendation to the Regional Transportation Council, we have presented this information to the RTC in January 2020, and they have approved us to take this set of draft rules to this public input opportunity that you're reviewing. So what we are proposing is for there to be one single public comment period, which would follow our Pledge of Allegiance, and it would be before any action items, including the adoption of our minutes from the previous meeting. So all public comments would be taken at the beginning of the meeting, which would be prior to any action or information item. The public comments will be taken on any item, as I mentioned, action or information. We do provide usually an opportunity for the council to hear about a topic one time and then have action the next time. Generally, that's followed by a public comment period between the information item and the action item. And so what we're doing is we will establish a 3-minute time limit, 6 minutes if the individual is using a translator. Large delegations may be requested to have one spokesperson speak for the group. In this case, we would provide a longer time limit, 5 minutes or 10 minutes if the spokesperson were using a translator. The RTC would provide translation services to an individual if those are requested 72 hours in advance, and this is similar to what we would do for any of our public input opportunities. We will have provisions for warning speakers if the time has been exhausted, or there could be removal from the meeting if necessary, and that would be at the direction of the RTC chair. There will be a speaker request card that must be completed by any individual who wishes to speak during the public comment period at the RTC meetings, and this speaker request card must be completed prior to the start of the RTC meeting. It will be available both online, someone could bring it with them, or we would have it here in the room where we have our Regional Transportation Council meetings. We will request that the speakers must provide name, city of residence, zip code, the agenda item or items on which they plan to speak, an indication of whether they are speaking on, for, or against the agenda item, and any other information requested by RTC staff. On that same speaker request card, there will be an opportunity to provide written comments rather than to speak at the meeting. So just to mention how we got to these these draft rules here, we did benchmark several local governments on a number of topics. So we looked at cities, counties in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We also looked at other metropolitan planning organizations who have offered public comments at their policy board meetings for some time. So we looked at all of these organizations to find sort of what are the prevailing rules. The RTC rules will be added to the public participation plan as an appendix when adopted, and this is why we have a longer comment period for this set of draft rules, because to amend the public participation plan, we have a 45-day comment period. We will also add these rules on public comments to the RTC bylaws when they are next scheduled to be updated, which is in the year 2022. We also considered the room layout, personnel, and technology needs to effectively implement this at our council meetings. And we will make sure that on our Regional Transportation Council website that information is provided regarding the rules, providing the speaker request card, as well as the ability to request translation. So this will all be available on our website very plainly for anyone to know that this opportunity is available. And we will document the comments in the RTC minutes, and if people do provide written comments, we will provide those in our public comments report. So to let you know the schedule, we did present this, as I mentioned, January 9th, 2020 to our Regional Transportation Council. The draft rules were really for information. The RTC did take action to approve us going to this public input opportunity at that time. So the public input opportunity will be available from January 13th to February 26th, 2020, at which time we will go back to our Surface Transportation Technical Committee, which we will give them a briefing in January during this public comment opportunity. But we'll take it back for action to that technical committee in February, and then to the Regional Transportation Council for action based on any comments that we have here. So I've provided here my contact information. I'm Amanda Wilson, and Ken Kirkpatrick, our legal counsel, has been very involved in this as well as they handle all of the bylaws information. So with that, that will end our public comment opportunity. I would again just remind you that the comments for Unified Planning Work Program, resources related to air quality funding opportunities, and mobility plan administrative revisions, that information is available for comment January 13th through February 11th, 2020. And with that, I thank you for your time.